On the Metro Court Gardens terrace, Portia begged Curtis not to walk away angry. "Think about the beautiful family that we've built together. Please, honey, don't throw away our marriage. Don't throw away everything that we've built because I made a mistake," Portia begged. Curtis claimed he has been the only one thinking of Trina and their family, but at least he didn't put them at risk. "You were the one who took what we built, and you broke it. You didn't trust me enough to tell me the truth, so you lied. You did Drew's bidding and left our whole family vulnerable and open to him, not just to yourself," Curtis said. Curtis promised he wasn't splitting with her just yet, because he wanted to show Drew a united front. He was willing to put up a public facade so that Drew didn't come after Portia and Trina, but he was adamant that it was all phony to him. Nina later found Portia alone, while Curtis was getting his wife a drink. Nina told Portia that Curtis was getting suspicious, so Portia told her that Curtis knew Drew was blackmailing her. Like their daughters before them, Nina and Carly ran into one another in the ladies' room. Nina assured Carly she wasn't there for round 2. "I was really wishing our detent would have worked, but you pushed the court date forward, so just remember this. Whatever happens next is on you," Carly warned. Carly was outraged when Nina told her that she was going to testify that Michael abandoned his own kids. "So you're just going to perjure yourself because nothing could be further from the truth," Carly said. Nina claimed it was all about perspective. "He didn't even care enough about his children to let Willow talk to him about them," Nina pointed out. Nina also warned she'd make sure the court knew the only parent who had been there for the children, giving them all that they needed, was their mother. In between musical acts, Jocelyn spotted Vaughn at the ball and made some small talk until Carly approached them and asked who Joss' new friend was. Vaughn told Carly that he and Joss knew one another from PCU. When Vaughn went to get a drink, Carly wanted info. "He's cute. What's the deal with that guy?" she asked. At the ballroom lobby bar, Ned thanked Sonny for paying for Gio's music education because it had definitely paid off. "What we saw on stage tonight. He was exceptional," Ned praised. "He's a great kid. I'm happy to help out," Sonny said. Ned walked away when he spotted Drew and Willow. "You son of a bitch. Don't think for a second I'm going to let you get away with setting up my mother. We both know my mother wouldn't be sloppy enough to leave evidence of a crime in her own vehicle. This has you written all over it," he added. Ned then turned to Willow in case she had found her brain somewhere recently. "Willow, Drew is an unconscionable ass. We all attempted to give you the benefit of the doubt. We believed that Drew manipulated you and that you're a victim as much as Michael is," Ned said. Willow didn't want to hear it. "You can let go of that ridiculous idea once and for all. I'm no victim, and neither is Michael. You can't be a victim when you won't even try to solve a problem," she said. Willow explained how she flew all the way to Germany, and Michael refused to even see her. Olivia went off on Drew next in her Brooklyn way. "Don't expect any sympathy when this whole thing blows up in your face," she told Willow as Willow rolled her eyes and sighed. In the background, we could see Sonny listening. In the ballroom, Drew remained confident that his plan against Tracy was working and Willow would get custody of her kids. Nina approached them and promised that Willow and Drew would have her full support from now on. In the dressing room backstage, Lois remained silent as Lulu hurled accusations. "This isn't a surprise to you. You know Gio is your grandson. You've been keeping that a secret from him his entire life," she smugly said. "I don't know where you got your info, but I do know, whatever you suspect. It is absolutely none of your business," Lois said. "We are way past suspicion, Lois. I know it all. I know that Gio is Brooke Lynn and Dante's son, and I can prove it," Lulu responded. Lulu detailed to Lois everything she knew about Brooke Lynn's pregnancy, and while Lois and Lulu argued backstage, Lucy introduced the next act. Dante, Chase, Isiaha, and Cody took to the stage to perform The Look of Love with Chase on lead vocals. After the performance, Lucy found Chase and Brooklyn making out backstage and told them to go elsewhere. Gio then appeared, looking for Lois. Lucy said she last saw her by the dressing room, so Gio took off in that direction. In the dressing room, Lois finally went off. "What are you doing running around digging for information about a situation that has nothing to do with you, and that you don't know anything about? You are messing with people's lives," Lois said. "No, you are messing with people's lives, Lois. You have been lying for decades, and you have been lying to Gio his entire life, keeping him hidden in plain sight. And Dante, he's had a son out there this whole time that he doesn't know anything about. Brooklyn doesn't know about Gio. For all she knows, her son is on the other side of the world, and you can't tell her otherwise," a frantic Lois shouted. "My mother and I couldn't let Gio go, so we decided to keep him close and keep the secret from Brooklyn, and I, as her mother, made the best decision that I could at the time." Lulu just kept going. "Gio's whole life is a cover-up. He has no idea where he really came from. He's not Camilla and Francis Palmieri's son. He's Dante and Brooklyn's. And the only question now is who's gonna tell him the truth?" Lulu angrily asked, not realizing Gio was outside the door and had heard the whole thing. While chaos took place backstage, Lucy took to the stage and introduced the next act, former child star and musical artist YDE. In the dressing room, Lois and Lulu were still going at it. "Think about what you're doing. There have been enough lies, and that ends now. Either you tell Dante and Gio the truth tonight, or they will hear it from me tomorrow," Lulu declared before storming out of the room. Anna, Chase, and Emma wondered where Gio was because he was set to accompany Anna and Chase while they danced the tango. Emma finally found a distraught Gio sitting alone in the Metro Court Gardens. Emma could tell something was wrong, but reminded Gio that he needed to play violin for Anna and Chase. "Play. They need me to play. I have to play. Because that's the gift I got from my mother. I'm a violinist," he said with pain in his voice, staring into Emma's eyes. "My mother taught me everything. That's all that I have left of her." Emma told Gio that he didn't have to play if he didn't feel up to it. "Yeah, I do. The show must go on," he said, before walking off to play. Lucy was relieved when Gio appeared. She handed him his violin as he sat in the ballroom. Lulu told Cody that she had just confronted Lois, and Lois had confirmed her entire theory about Gio. Dante soon approached, so they made some small talk. When Lois spotted them, she took Brooklyn aside. "We need to get out of here right now, okay?" Lois told a surprised Brooklyn. Brooklyn refused. "Gio is about to play violin while my husband dances the tango," she said. Brooklyn was not about to miss this moment. After Brooklyn walked off, Sunny appeared and asked Lois what was going on. "Sunny, I'm in terrible trouble," she admitted. Sunny assured her they'd fix it later cause Gio was about to perform. "Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers suggest Sonny Corinthos may be the only person who stands by Lois Cerullo after Giovanni Gio Palmieri revealed his real parents on the May 22 GH episode. So could this spark a love connection between the two? Sonny and Lois have always had an interesting bond over the years. Both are fiercely loyal and protective of one another. In fact, a romance could have happened a while ago, but with Lois being so close to Brenda Barrett, girl code may have trumped any romantic ideas between the two. Still, so much time has passed since the mob boss has been with Brenda. Could something like the backlash Lois is about to face bring her and Sonny closer together? After all, Ned Quartermaine and Olivia Quartermaine will be outraged with Lois. She took matters into her own hands and kept the truth about Gio from them for a long while. On top of that, Lois placed Gio with a Cerullo family member. and while Olivia is close with the young man, it pales in comparison to the bond he has with Lois. Olivia may resent the fact that she was never brought into the loop, or even offered the opportunity to raise Gio in her home. Ned will lash out at Lois for not including him in the secret as Brooklyn Quartermain Chase's father. Sunny might be a little upset at first, but if Lois explains that one of the reasons why she did what she did was to protect both Brooklyn and Gio, he may understand. Plus, Lois kept Gio in the family to ensure she could keep an eye on him, which may rub others the wrong way, but Sunny is sure to see why she did this. In all this, could the two begin to feel some chemistry? If Sunny is the only person Lois can turn to, that may be the case. After all, not only will Ned and Olivia be upset, but Brooklyn will also be completely frustrated at her mom's move to adopt her son out to someone in the family, as well as Dante Falconeri and possibly Gio himself. Gio grew up near his real mom and never knew her, even after both his adoptive parents passed away. Lois will be forced to leave the Quartermain mansion right away, and she may have nowhere to go but Sunny's home. General Hospital spoilers suggest that in the aftermath of Gio's parentage reveal, Sunny may offer a listening ear and the support that Lois needs, so could the two gravitate toward a romance. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 23, hint that more explosions are on the horizon as the 2025 Nurses Ball wraps up. The final performances are, as some fans may know by now, Gio heard Lulu Spencer announce that his entire life had been a lie to Lois Cerullo. Gio was looking for his earpiece when he attempted to walk into the dressing room to find it from Lois. Still, before he fully entered, he heard Lulu shout that Brooklyn Quartermain Chase and Dante Falconeri were Gio's parents and he was adopted. Lulu then threatened Lois to tell Dante today, or she'd tell him tomorrow. Gio, who was visibly upset, got on stage and began playing his tango number, as Anna Devane and Harrison Chase started to dance, but then he stopped. He announced to the crowd that he was going to do something he'd never done before. This is when he stated that this number was dedicated to his parents, Brooklyn and Dante, the ones who never wanted him. He then proceeded to smash his violin on stage, much to the shock of the audience, and then ran out of the event. Now it looks like Friday's show will be dedicated to the Gio bombshell aftermath. A clip is shown from tomorrow's show of Olivia Quartermain crying while Ned Quartermain looks upset, as Sonny Corinthos states that Lois has to know something. Meanwhile, the G8 preview also shows Carly Spencer advising Lulu to get off the track before you get leveled. Lulu is freaking out, and who could blame her? She's the one who triggered this drama. Speaking of Carly, she'll be presented with an intriguing offer, so what could this be about? Meanwhile, Carly may be over the moon by the end of Friday's show, as the Michael Corinthos recast, Rory Gibson, is set to debut. Jason Morgan will receive a mysterious phone call, and it sounds like Michael may need some assistance getting to the nurses' ball. Meanwhile, the G8 preview also shows Willow take Corinthos talking to someone unknown, as she states, "I want to end this terrible fight over the kids." Will she and Michael share a reunion on Friday's show, or is Willow chatting with someone else? In other Nurses Ball news, Trina Robinson will have some anxiety as she gets ready for her performance. In fact, during the G8 preview for the May 23 episode, Lucy Coe is shown asking Trina and Jocelyn Jacks why they aren't in their costumes. Considering the hurt their friend Gio is feeling, they may not be in the mood to perform. However, the show must go on. In non-Nurses Ball news, Elizabeth Baldwin will be watching the show on the couch when someone unexpectedly arrives to surprise her. Will it be Lucky Spencer or possibly Rick Lansing? Lastly, GA spoilers note that Max Scorpio will breathe easier. So does that mean he'll get Tracy Quartermain? Tracy is seen during the GH preview demanding that someone get her out there. General Hospital spoilers hint that the proverbial poop is about to hit the fan. Especially with Michael Corinthos' official return to Port Charles, the drama is about to explode in so many different directions. GH fans can't help but feel as if Drew Kane and Willow Tate Corinthos' romance days are numbered. After how he framed Tracy Quartermaine for his ketamine drug debacle, plus the fact that Michael will confirm he wasn't given word that Willow came for a visit in Germany, Drew's bound to be exposed. Not only paying off the Baden-Baden facility administrator to keep his gal pal from her estranged husband, but possibly also his affair with Nina Reeves. Tracy knows that Nina and Drew hit the sack, and once she's out of jail, she may not hold back. Still, could Willow and Michael try to forge forward with a reunion? Time heals all wounds, and Michael likely wants to make up for lost time with his family. Plus, let's face it, a romantic reunion between Willow and Michael sure would make things dicey, considering Michael's other baby mama, Sasha Corbin, is very pregnant, living on the Quartermaine estate, and probably has feelings for him. After all, she's going to extreme measures to keep her baby's true paternity under wraps, to ensure that Michael doesn't lose custody of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos. So what happens if Michael and Willow officially reunite? How messy could things get if Sasha suffers from a medical emergency in the weeks ahead that triggers preterm labor? Fans may recall that Sasha's first baby was born early, and sadly, Liam Corbin had to be taken off a respirator shortly after his birth. The entire storyline was heartbreaking for both Sasha and Brando Corbin. Sasha's life spiraled further when Brando passed away months later. The heartache Sasha suffered from both incidents created a tremendous amount of trauma for the sweet character. If Sasha goes into labor weeks earlier than planned, she'll reel from the worry. It'll also bring up very bad memories and worry that lightning could strike twice. Michael knows all too well about Sasha's past pregnancy issues and may throw caution to the wind to be by her side. After all, Sasha has been an incredible friend to him and sacrificed a lot. Will he rush to her side, even if he's with Willow? Could he jeopardize people finding out that he's the father of Sasha's baby, not Jason Morgan? General Hospital spoilers suggest that there will be plenty of people raising an eyebrow if Michael is by Sasha's side. General Hospital spoilers suggest that Michael Corinthos is heading back to town Friday, May 23, and it looks like his return will be explosive on so many fronts. After all, fans saw him on a private plane, while watching a live feed of the 2025 Nurses' Ball, getting a bird's eye view of his estranged wife, Willow Tate Corinthos, playing kissy face with his uncle Drew Kane. With that said, Michael will be sporting a new face himself, since actor Rory Gibson has been recast in the role. Could this mean a renewed spark may erupt between Willow and Michael? There was plenty of chemistry between Willow and Chad Duell's version of Michael. However, near the end of his exit, things got ugly between these two and the romance fizzled. Still, there's nothing Willow loves more than to be saved. After all, Drew's days as Willow's hero may be numbered. While he got a kick out of framing Tracy Quartermaine for his ketamine drugging, she wasn't the one behind it, and this will bite him in the butt. Fans know that Tracy and Ned Quartermaine are aware of Drew's hidden affair with Nina Reeves, and the two have been waiting patiently for the best time to expose him. It seems as if the time could be now, as Tracy won't let Drew's frame job slide. Add in the fact that upon Michael's arrival, he'll be able to confirm that he was never aware of Willow's visit to the German burn clinic, and was not informed that she wanted to see him. Michael and Jason Morgan may have also worked behind the scenes to figure out the miscommunication, and they might also expose the fact that Drew paid off the facilitator at the Baden-Baden Treatment Center. Willow's world will be rocked. After all, she won't only lose Drew in all this, but if Nina's romps with the cutthroat congressman surface, Willow won't have her mom to turn to anymore either. Michael has been through a lot in recent months and has also had time to think. Will his new look on life mean he wants a chance to rebuild his family with Willow, now more than ever? In addition to the nurses' ball performances concluding, General Hospital spoilers for Friday, May 23, 2025, reveal that Jason gets a mysterious phone call while Trina is worried. The nurses' ball entertainment continues in Friday's episode. In fact, the teasers suggest it might be the most dramatic NB ever when the performances conclude and lives are forever altered. What does that mean? One of the secrets that could irrevocably change lives is that Gio is Brooke Lynn and Dante's. That Brooke Lynn gave up a baby for adoption after their fling over 22 years ago. And now that she knows Gio is the product of that brief union, she wants Dante to know the whole truth. However, at the same time, she wants Brooke Lynn to be called out for her secret-keeping, lies, and cover-ups. But Brooke Lynn has no clue Gio is hers, which means once the info is out, Lois needs to watch out. Olivia, Ned, and Tracy will be affected as well. This will definitely alter relationships, friendships, and create new dynamics. The news is out. There's a new Michael in town, and he's home from the Baden-Baden burn clinic. His presence will undoubtedly kick up a dust storm of epic drama that will affect Willow and Drew, Nina, Carly, Sunny, Sasha, and Jason, not to mention his kids, Wiley and Amelia. Will Michael make a big splash at the nurses' ball? There are a ton of other secrets that could also drop like a bomb on the nurses' ball masses. Curtis's and Portia's marriage is in jeopardy. What other secrets could bubble up to the surface? When Jason gets a mysterious phone call, is it Michael signaling his return to Port Charles? Meanwhile, Carly has put herself in the middle of this Willow and Michael mess. Thinking Michael's recovering in Germany, she went ahead with the divorce/custody battle and decided she'd request emergency custody of the kids. When Carly suddenly receives an offer, is it about the impending divorce trial? Finally, Mac is relieved. Maybe he finds proof that Tracy wasn't the one to drug Drew. Nobody wants to be in Tracy's crosshairs after all. Elsewhere, Trina is worried. In a shocking turn of events on General Hospital, Lulu Spencer's her decision to expose Gio's biological parentage in the most public, emotionally charged way has not only fractured relationships but forced Sunny Corinthos into a rare, chilling silence. What began as a moral mission for Lulu spiraled into chaos when she revealed that Gio, already mourning the loss of his adoptive mother, was actually the son of Dante and Brooke Lynn. This revelation didn't come in a quiet conversation. It erupted during a performance, leaving Gio vulnerable and defenseless. Stunned, the boy shattered his violin, a symbol of his identity and escape, on stage, marking one of the most heartbreaking moments in Port Charles history. News of the event reached Sunny within minutes, triggering a reaction not of explosive anger, but of profound, suffocating wrath. Sunny had known the truth and, with Lois, had made the deliberate choice to wait for the right moment to tell. Lulu's rash actions destroyed that plan, thrusting Gio into a maelstrom of confusion and emotional trauma. When Lulu arrived at Sunny's penthouse, expecting confrontation or perhaps forgiveness, she found neither. Sunny's silence was more powerful than any outburst. His disappointment, conveyed through piercing looks and measured words, hit harder than any fury. He condemned Lulu not for her intentions, but for the damage caused by her recklessness. In his eyes, she had turned truth into a weapon and failed the very child she claimed to protect. Sunny emphasized that protecting Gio was never about hiding the truth, but about revealing it with compassion and care, something Lulu had denied him. His quiet rebuke left Lulu standing in the cold reality of her actions, realizing that redemption was not something she could claim just yet. Meanwhile, Gio withdrew from the festivities, found later by Lucy in tears, curled in on himself. Emma attempted to console him, but no comfort could undo the devastation. His identity, once a source of pride and stability, had been shattered along with his violin. Behind the scenes, Sonny moved swiftly, not to punish, but to protect. He arranged for Gio to be shielded from further scrutiny and media exposure, focusing on giving him space to heal. Sonny's love for Gio was clear, unwavering, and fiercely protective. He had carried the legacy of Camilla's death with solemn dedication, doing everything possible to preserve Gio's sense of belonging and safety. Lulu's actions had demolished that safety net. She had ignored warnings from both Cody and Carly, driven by her belief in justice. But as the fallout spread, even Carly was forced to reckon with the consequences of Lulu's revelation rippled through the entire family. Dante and Brooklyn were blindsided, Carly felt betrayed, and Gio's sense of identity was left in ruins. Lulu herself was forced to confront the painful truth that not all secrets are hers to expose, and that good intentions, when wielded carelessly, can inflict irreversible harm. As she walked away from Sonny's home, Lulu carried the weight of what she had done, a burden not easily lifted. Some truths, as Sonny made clear, must be handled not with urgency, but with love, patience, and respect. And some scars, especially those inflicted on a child's heart, may never fully heal. In a dramatic turn of events on General Hospital, Michael Corinthos is no longer the patient, quietly supportive husband he once was. The betrayal by Willow didn't just hurt him, it destroyed the foundation of trust he had fought to maintain. What was once a relationship grounded in love has now transformed into a cold battleground, with Michael prepared to take drastic legal action to protect his children, Wiley and Amelia. Over the past weeks, Michael distanced himself emotionally, while meticulously collecting evidence of Willow's infidelity. Surveillance footage, financial transactions, and call logs confirmed what he feared. Willow was engaged in a secret affair. Her covert behavior, late-night calls, deleted messages, and evasiveness painted a clear picture of deceit. With the precision of someone raised in a world of power plays, Michael prepared an arsenal of legal documents, ready to expose Willow's actions. His mission wasn't rooted in revenge, but in truth. He believed it was the only way to move forward and provide a stable home for his children. Michael's legal strategy extended beyond personal accusations. He retained a legal team and private investigators who uncovered instances of negligence, like Willow allowing strangers unsupervised access to Amelia and deceiving Michael about Wiley's routines. These revelations fueled his belief that Willow was no longer a suitable parent. Furthermore, Drew's increasing involvement raised concerns about emotional manipulation and poor decision-making around the children's health and education. The emotional toll on Wiley was evident. Once a joyful child, he had become quiet and wary. Yet, as Michael mounts this comprehensive legal campaign, he harbors a secret of his own, an affair with Sasha. Rekindled during his turmoil with Willow, the relationship threatens to undermine everything he has built. Michael has tried to bury the truth, cutting ties with Sasha, deleting messages, and pleading for silence. But he knows that if this secret surfaces, it could destroy his credibility in court and unravel his custody case. The tension reaches its peak when Wiley makes a bold and unexpected decision. Tired of the constant emotional strain and instability, he runs away with Amelia to Michael's home. This act shocks everyone, especially Willow, who is devastated by the clear message. The children feel safer with Michael. For Willow, the escape is more than a crisis, it's a moment of reckoning. The legal strategies and courtroom arguments become irrelevant in the face of a child's silent vote for where they feel loved and protected. Michael, in contrast, receives his children not with triumph, but with quiet heartbreak. The embrace shared with Wiley and Amelia is not about victory, it's about restoration. Trust is being rebuilt, not through manipulation, but through honest care. However, Michael's journey is far from over. His fight for custody is now tangled in a moral paradox. He's a man advocating for truth while hiding the dangerous lie. If his affair with Sasha is exposed, it could nullify his case, damage his image, and potentially cost him everything. As the courtroom battle looms, one thing remains clear. Michael is no longer the passive figure in the background. He has transformed into a determined protector, prepared to do whatever it takes to shield his children from a home built on secrets. But in a town like Port Charles, where no secret stays buried, the truth, no matter who hides it, will eventually come to light. In a pivotal and emotionally charged turn of events on General Hospital, the truth about Gio's origins has sent shockwaves through the Corinthos household and beyond, irrevocably altering the lives of everyone involved. The unraveling began when Lulu chose to reveal the long-hidden truth about Gio's parentage. No longer able to shoulder the burden of secrecy, Lulu disclosed that Dante and Brooke were Gio's biological parents, a revelation that shattered Gio's carefully constructed reality. Believing for years that he was adopted by Lois into a loving home, Gio had no reason to question his upbringing. But behind the warmth he had known lay a web of deception maintained by those he trusted most. Lois, Brooke, and Dante had each played a role in maintaining the lie. At the nurses' ball, the truth came to light with devastating clarity. Dante stood in stunned silence. Brooke panicked, and Olivia dissolved into tears. Meanwhile, Tracy demanded answers, while Sunny, usually composed, struggled to process the collapse of familial trust. For Gio, the betrayal ran deep. What he had believed to be unconditional love now seemed like strategic concealment. The familial bonds that once gave him identity now left him hollow. Even his passion for music, once a source of pride, was tainted by the knowledge that his talent had developed under false pretenses. Gio wandered through the halls of the Corinthos estate in a daze, the once comforting space now feeling like a museum of lies. As dawn approached, he quietly disappeared, leaving only a folded note beneath the stained glass window, a quiet but permanent goodbye. Sunny was the first to acknowledge the magnitude of the loss, mourning not just Gio's disappearance, but the lost opportunity to truly connect. Christina frantically searched for traces of Gio throughout town, but it was as if he had erased himself completely. Olivia clung to Gio's room, his scent still lingering on the sheets, while Tracy, usually resolute, was consumed by regret, recognizing too late the promise she had failed to nurture. Brooke's guilt consumed her, rendering her sleepless and haunted by memories. Lois, once the matriarch, withdrew entirely, unable to face the judgment of a town that now knew her secret. Days turned into a painful routine. Gio's name went unspoken, not out of neglect, but because acknowledging it meant confronting collective guilt. Meanwhile, Gio wandered beyond Port Charles with no destination, only a need to reclaim himself. He was no longer a son, a grandson, or an heir. He was simply Gio. With his violin as his only possession, he played not for recognition, but to feel something authentic. Each note became a step away from the legacy that had defined and confined him. Back in town, life moved on, but the Corinthos mansion stood as a silent monument to lost opportunities and a young man who chose freedom over false belonging. Gio's absence now echoed louder than his presence ever had, an enduring reminder of what happens when truth is delayed too long. The latest developments in Port Charles promise to deliver intense drama across multiple storylines. From a shocking murder at the nurses' ball to explosive family betrayals and budding romances, here's everything fans need to know about the upcoming episode. What should have been a night of celebration and charity quickly transformed into a crime scene when tragedy struck at the 2025 nurses' ball. The evening began on a high note with two significant returns that had fans buzzing. Michael Corinthos made his dramatic comeback after months of recovery from life-threatening burns in Germany. His appearance brought joy to his family, particularly Carly, who was visibly emotional seeing her son healthy and composed. Jocelyn embraced her brother warmly, while Sonny offered his characteristic silent nod of approval. Adding to the excitement was Liesl Obrecht's return, bringing her signature unpredictable energy to the festivities. Dressed in an eye-catching red gown, Liesl entertained guests with witty remarks and spirited dancing, injecting the party with her unique brand of mischief. The celebration came to an abrupt halt when Brooklyn Quartermain made a horrifying discovery in the Metro Court's women's restroom. She found the lifeless body of a woman, her dress soaked in blood and her face bearing signs of violent trauma. The victim was quickly identified as Justine Lee, a former exotic dancer known primarily for her brief romantic connection with Drew Kane. Detectives Dante Falconeri and Harrison Chase immediately took charge of the scene, despite being off-duty and dressed for the gala. The ballroom was transformed from a charity venue into a lockdown zone, as every guest became a potential witness or suspect. The location of the murder in the women's restroom immediately narrowed the suspect pool, suggesting either a female perpetrator or someone who knew Justine would be there. This detail raised questions about premeditation and motive. Drew's past relationship with Justine immediately placed him under suspicion. Their one-night stand had previously threatened his political ambitions, and some speculated whether he might have wanted Justine permanently silenced. His increasingly erratic behavior and ongoing custody battle with Michael only added to the speculation. However, Drew maintained his innocence, claiming he didn't even know Justine was at the event. Multiple witnesses could account for his presence in the ballroom throughout the evening, making his direct involvement questionable. Security footage revealed a crucial blind spot near the women's restroom's back entrance, potentially explaining how the killer entered or exited undetected. This discovery has led investigators to question who knew about this surveillance gap and who might have exploited it. The investigation continues as forensics teams analyze DNA evidence, fingerprints, and additional security footage. The longer the case remains unsolved, the more fear grips the residents of Port Charles. Tracy Quartermain finds herself behind bars for the third time this year, but this arrest carries more sinister implications than her previous legal troubles. The circumstances suggest a carefully orchestrated setup, with family members pointing fingers at each other. A stash of ketamine was discovered in Tracy's vintage convertible, drugs she vehemently denies owning. The timing coincides with a recent visit to the Quartermain estate, leading Tracy to suspect someone with both access and motive planted the evidence. Tracy has identified her nephew, Drew, as the likely culprit behind her arrest. Their relationship has been strained, with Tracy consistently undermining Drew's business ventures and public. This antagonistic dynamic provided Drew with clear motivation for revenge. The theory suggests Drew used a recent visit to the family estate to plant the illegal substances in Tracy's car while it was unguarded. However, this dangerous gamble could backfire spectacularly if proven true. The situation becomes more complex with revelations about Drew's other schemes. He's reportedly aware that Portia Robinson was responsible for drugging him in a previous incident, but hasn't reported this to authorities. Instead, he's allegedly using this knowledge as leverage to manipulate Portia for future schemes. Tracy and her son, Ned, aren't passive victims in this family feud. They've been quietly gathering damaging evidence against Drew, including compromising recordings that could destroy his carefully crafted public image. The recordings allegedly capture Drew in several compromising situations, including an affair with Nina Reeves that would devastate Willow, who remains unaware of her husband's betrayal with her own mother. Even more scandalous is a purported recording of an intimate moment between Drew and Willow herself, allegedly occurring on the night of Sam McCall's tragic death. These revelations threaten not only Drew's burgeoning political career, but also multiple relationships throughout Port Charles. Tracy and Ned appear willing to use this ammunition to secure Tracy's freedom or simply to watch Drew's world crumble. Amidst the chaos and betrayal, a potential new love story is brewing between two of General Hospital's dedicated doctors, Portia Robinson and Isaiah Gannon. Their relationship shifted during Portia's frustration about the lies she's told her husband Curtis created an opening for Isaiah to offer support and understanding. Portia's marriage to Curtis continues to deteriorate as the secrets she's kept threaten their relationship. Curtis has grown increasingly frustrated with his wife's lack of transparency, particularly regarding Drew's blackmail. His patience appears to be wearing thin, especially as he finds himself reconnecting with his ex-wife Jordan. Isaiah, currently single after his brief fling with Jordan ended due to her dangerous mission, represents a fresh start for Portia. His genuine concern and empathetic approach stand in stark contrast to the tension she experiences with Curtis. Their shared profession provides natural opportunities for deeper connection. Late-night shifts, high-pressure situations, and quiet moments in hospital break rooms could easily foster a meaningful bond between them. As Curtis appears to be gravitating back toward Jordan, the show seems to be orchestrating a potential romantic reshuffling. Isaiah's charm and understanding nature might provide Portia with the emotional refuge she desperately needs. Their professional respect could blossom into something more personal, offering Portia a chance at redemption and happiness, while anchoring Isaiah more deeply into Port Charles's interconnected community. As these plots unfold, viewers can expect shocking revelations, unexpected alliances, and the kind of emotional turmoil that makes daytime drama compelling. The residents of Port Charles are in for a turbulent period as secrets surface and relationships are tested to their breaking points. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.